everybody. Hi. How's everyone doing? Just taking off my coat. What a great weekend, hey? Did everybody have a good weekend? I don't even know what day it is. Was it good? Yeah, it was like Thanksgiving weekend. Thanksgiving weekend. I'm so grateful for all of the beings that are in spirit that are assisting, and the various aligned readers that are on YouTube that have been helping share my story, so that I can receive some sort of justice, as impossible as it has been on a planet that you would seem to be so, um, so, you know, um, caring about the goodwill and the care of others, but it's not. So it puts us in a great position to look at the bigger picture, the bigger picture of what we've all been through and why we go through what we go through. And as I've always been just an honest speaker, just coming forward with the things that occur in everyday life, how we move about change, how we move about honoring change as challenging as it is sometimes, that source and each and every one of us are on that spiral, of ascension, but there's other people that are also playing their parts, and we don't have control over what other people do and the choices that they make. And when we're in soul contracts with them, their choices affect you in every way, and those are the things that are harder to swallow and harder to kind of sit with, because in every soul contract, we have. In every soul contract, we have others that we're participating with, and sometimes the decisions that they make affect us and why they've made the decisions they've made. And we have to be a part of that growth process and releasing it, because we're the side of that karma that can assist in the transmuting of all things that have been passed, and why, just going through continually processes of letting go and healing and forgiving is so important. And it's about keeping that presence of forgiving and healing is so important. The daily forgiveness and being present with forgiveness. And looking at the bigger picture, Spirit will always, when you're going through times of great change and times of created people, and seemingly people that have the potential to do right but don't, and have the resources to do right but don't, have the resources to get healed but don't. Just the basic things of common sense in humanity, the common sense of doing right and making sure that, if it was to happen to you, wouldn't you want people to help you and assist you? Hello, beautiful flower. I'm not going to take questions right now. This is my session. I usually take questions at the last half an hour. Okay, I take questions at the last half hour. I have a short channel here about the bigger picture that Source wants me to. I just did some channeling last night with the Pleiadian High Council. There's lots of beings that are coming in because my gift, skills, and talents are moving in a more galactic, celestial way. I'm moving into more of a galactic leadership role. There's many other multidimensional planets and galaxies that I'm helping. I'm helping new galaxies right now. There's much that I'm doing in the galaxy, while I'm also splitting my consciousness here on a slower planet, Earth, just because of its rotation. I don't mean it in any other way. But we wanted to look at the bigger picture of why things happen in the way that they do. We're talking about that you've contracted with. Right now, we're at a point of which we've been talking about for a little while. We're at a point right now where our soul's contracts are kind of splitting off, because there is new journeys that each of us are on. There's going to be the entropy, slower contracts, where those that have, just because of where they're at in their soul's consciousness, whether their soul's progression has been earned certain clearing and cleansings of the cleansing alchemy they've been able to do. If they haven't been able to do the alchemy, and if there isn't that clearing and cleansing of the 51%, and they cannot maintain the base median of where Earth is heading, then there are different experiential Earths that they will be moving on, and then it will be up to their soul's determination on how and what and how they move through it. There will be those of us that will move into certain arenas of protectiveness, so that we are not constantly stalked and hunted as we have been for the past 50 years. And there will be various levels of orders of protection on my heart and my mind and my body and my soul, as well as my family. those of which I choose to surround myself as family, which will be the very select and chosen, because there has been most of those in the past that, as we've been seen on the very, very honest and very truthful and very transparent, is the only place where it is 100% truth based on what I'm given from Source Creator and based on the very aligned readers that Source provides me through the stories that they are assisting in get my story out there, because my platform has been shadow banned for about 8 years, and the various court and legislations that I will be suing in regards to the various human rights debacles and diabolical tormenting that has been done, unnecessary on all levels. And it has been primarily due to power and greed of those people in the very corrupt shadow governments that have been doing everything that they can to support their corrupt ways of business, and it's they're treating humanity and treating life and death of humanity as if it's a game of money, and it is to them. And so we're going to be bringing out. I will be, with whatever monies I get, I will be having the appropriate studies and the reports that I will be bringing into all that has happened, because we want to know the numbers and the statistics of what's been going on in the collective. Now, whether Source just shuts the government down for a couple of days and things just get wiped, I'm not sure how that's going to go. So, but I'm just saying, for me, as a person that's been stuck in 50 years of undeniably unnecessary systematic abuse that's so deep and is so disgusting. I don't understand how people walk around in a suit. I don't understand how people walk around and live in their elite houses. I don't understand how people walk around and call themselves what they call themselves and know that they're doing, and they're moving about life, and they're moving about every business transaction as if they're noble and righteous, and they're just perpetuating the hunger hunting game that is human life. And they're paying absolutely zero connection to, there's no connection with spirit on any level. There's no connection with soul. There's no connection with life, the love. There's no connection with the higher order. There's no connection with who we truly are as anything. It's just an empty encasing of business. It's like the production line how humanity is being run right now is like a human hunting production line. There are certain cults, and as how I described it in the very beginning is the church and state. Then there's the cults and covens that they pay. The cults and covens that they pay, and the masons and the corrupt masons and witches and warlocks are paid based on however and whatever they need to either suppress certain beings like myself that have ancestral and lineage inheritances of quite great sums that they don't want going to the individual people, because then we make our own minds up and we're not handled as if they've been trying to handle me, right? So if you're not handleable, and if you're not going to go into whatever slots of business that they want you in, because they want you perpetuating your money in their systems, and if you're not 100% controllable, if you're not 100% in their alignment of how they can control you and your money, then it's like, well, it's willy-nilly. You can do whatever you want with your money. I mean, I don't know, but that's a constitutional right in both countries. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it's meant to be that if you have lineage and you have ancestral inheritances and you have these monies that are meant to be yours, or even if you've earned it because you've worked your ass off, you've had to work yourself 10 times harder and higher than anyone else. You have earned yourself a good income, but there's still these systems that they want you to be controlled within, because they don't want your monies going elsewhere so that they can't have a handle on it. How it's been shown to me and how it's been seen to me is that these cults and covens and these various business where these corrupt people are brought into the systems, and these corrupt people are doing the handling and making sure that the perpetuation of the human, the it's just like a production line. They're just moving bodies. They're moving bodies because of where the money goes. They're moving bodies because of how the bodies get processed. They're moving bodies because of who's involved and what's involved and who is the one pulling the cults and covens are usually directed by higher cults and covens, or those that are in their appropriate sect of belief, whether it's Satanism or Luciferianism, whatever the higher belief orders are, and they are directed by the cults and covens on what to do, how to do it, the various stalking and attacking that goes on in every city, on every light worker, on every person that's meant to be in the Divine Father's new earth leadership role. Every single one of us have been attacked. Every single one of us have been gang stalked. Every single one of us have been looked into and researched. Our backgrounds, our histories, our personal information, our private information, our monies, our family's monies, everything has been looked into. There's not a part of our life that is private and held private. if these things are even all brought in, if all of these things are brought in and we're investigated, then they have our families investigated, and then everybody that's attached to us, so that they can then keep track of that handling of when and how we do get the money. There's then pocket watchers sent in, so that anything that is given to any of us, we're then sent another set of team that will swarm us, and that will take whatever that we've got, and they'll start scheming and scamming that money however it can be done. Whether it's, I send a payment to somewhere, I send a donation to somewhere, and they've got the spam on that. I mean, these are team. It's a global organized running of perpetuation of crime. It doesn't matter. I mean, yes, you can hire certain, you can hire protective people to walk with you. You can hire, systems that will protect your computers. But this is right now where we're at. We're at this shifting out point where there's been so much disconnection between who we are, what we exist within, and what's going on within us, and why my light systems have been suppressed for so very long. Because there has been no connection, because there has been no honor of basic human rights, there's been no honor of everyone having equal voice, which there hasn't been. Our planet has been absolutely systematically abused and corrupted. As we've said, the statistics were 97 to 98.9% of the systems on humanity since the time of Jesus' crucifixion, which was he was crucified due to discrimination, because he spoke of a higher multidimensional God that was not the Abraham text God that the Romans spoke of. And they chose to discriminate him and his teachings and speakings of a multidimensional God. His crucifixion was discrimination. And since that time, all of the human systems of church and state have been primarily run and managed and led by and created by the white elite man. There is no divine his stories. And if they are, then she's been killed off, and she's been, all of the divine light beings like Princess Diana, she was a celestial divine feminine. She was meant to have a much longer life. So, but I mean, we can go back and forth for semantics. So was Elvis. We can go back and forth of all these beautiful people that have come forward as starseeds to make changes in the collective, so that we're not run into the ground like an Epstein entropy Earth. And so there will be shifts off for those that have been doing the corruption. There's so many warnings, and there's so many timelines, and we have so much time that Source has given everybody. So Source is right now, everything is in surrender right now. I'm going to be getting what was always mine. I will be getting it, and nobody will touch it. There will be extra beings and extra legions placed in and around me. There will be immediate karma on anybody that is still scheming and plotting and planning to try and kill me. All of those things are still illegal and null and void. Plots against my life are still illegal and null and void. And these people that, again, the people that are doing these things, they're thinking that they're untouchable. They're thinking that they've always run Earth this way, that the warped Masons and the warped mafia churches, which is what churches have become, is these mafias of hunting bodies and making sure that the body count goes through the funeral homes, and the insurance people, and the corrupt lawyers that are in the community, the corrupt policing that knows what goes on but don't do anything. And then there's the shadow government that's been directing it all, like me, and why the police haven't done anything on my situation, because the police know that there is the shadow government that's been involved in it all. So keep up the stalking, keep up the following. People that sit in their trucks out in the coffee shop parking lot, just keep sending the pressure, and keep doing everything that's been done, and keep pushing as much pressure on her as possible. And maybe she'll commit suicide, and maybe she'll die. We've got a few more black spells, we've got a few more death spells, we've got a few more sacrifices, and we're just going to keep things going on. We're going to hide the money. We're going to do as much as we can, so that when she dies, because she doesn't have any money and nobody's giving to her, we're going to traumatize everybody around her, so that she's never going to be given anything, and the government will get the money. The government then discerns it up and puts it back into the body pulping businesses. It's run like a mafia. It's run like a sick fucking human hunting mafia. The shadow government mafia. It's not run on any of the constitutional rights. YouTube and the businesses that have been paid to silence me and shut me down. And this is why God had me survive. Because God knew that my life story and everything that had happened to me and everybody that's touched my government from the time that I was born right to now, everything that has touched my life in between, there has been everybody and their dog handling my life. And nothing has been done on any constitutional right on any level. The only reason that I'm getting justice is because A, God has forced my life to survive. God has forced me to be lifted. God has forced all of the things that these people have suppressed me and forced not to work in my life. My electronics, my monies, my families, everything that was meant to just be a natural thing that you just as is a normal human thing, right? These are just normal human things. I'm meant to have my family. I'm meant to have, phones that work. I'm meant to have bank accounts that are not stalked and pilfered every day. I'm meant to have my freedom of voice that's not pilfered and affected every back end. These are absolute vulturous, disgusting, deplorable back end, front end, side end, over end. They have people, and they have people in the systems, and they have people everywhere that will swarm and attack and touch every part of you, so that everything about you has been a false narrative, a false story, false fabricated paperwork, false fabricated situations in communities where even if you have an ounce of justice one way, there's going to be 2 or 3 people here that are going to attack you and make sure that you're back there. It is the most disgusting, deplorable, systematic abuse on every level: financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, financially. And all of these numbers will be coming forward. I want to come forward with statistics. I want to come forward with charts. I want to come forward with flow charts. And I'm going to come forward with names. And I'm going to create my own. I'm going to sue each and every business. I'm going to sue each and every person. I'm going to sue each and every government affiliate. I'm going to sue everybody that has touched my life from the day that I was born. And I'm going to find the webs, because I can see. That's how I see. I'm as a conduit. I'm going to see the exact threadings of all the businesses that every church has been affiliated with, all the payments that every church gets and who they're from, the affiliates of those people that are sending the churches money, to make sure that they're doing certain sacrifices, they're doing certain voodoos, which one of the warlocks and the witches are getting payments from which churches and why. What are they getting payments for? What are the receipts for? How many people did they sacrifice? How many people are they poisoning? How many people are they doing their church dinner for, and what's going into the food? And how many people are getting sick? And how many people are numb, dumb, and dead because they can't speak up for themselves, because they don't know what the fuck's going on, because everything is held in a black magic fog, because they just want to run the human hunting program. And you want to live in these types of cities where you pretend and you think like nothing's going on. And when you are due something because you've earned it, when you are due something because you've been here 1,000 lifetimes, and because you've earned and worked your fucking ass off to do the right thing, to go up Jacob's ladder, and to do the right thing, and to be the good person, and to make sure you're going through your initiations and come out unblemished, way beyond any government world leader. I've worked in governments, I've worked in banks, I've worked in private and public sector. There's a reason why God had me live exactly the life I have led. Because what I am going to bring out just on my one human rights court case will be mind-baffling, it will be mind-boggling, it will be diabolical on every level. And every person involved will be known. Every name will be known. Every name and every deed that they have done will be known. I will hire my own private investigators. I will hire my own private healing teams. I will hire my own private investigative teams. I will hire everybody that is need to be hired. And I will show humanity, and I will show everybody until the all of time and time is over. This is what has been done in our humanity. The veils have to come off. The curtains have to come off. The corrupt systems will be known. And the very people at the very top that said, I want her gone, she's bad for business, they will be known by thy names. The monies that were always meant to be mine so that I could help humanity for 20 to 30 years has been lost and gone forever. We can't get that time back because they fucked with my money, they have fucked with withholding it, and they have fucked with thinking that they play God over my destiny and who I am. I shouldn't be sitting here right now. I've been sleeping outside in cold, freezing rain for the past week because the weather is getting colder here. It's now winter. And the other programs that they've got going on with chemicals in the air and all the other things that they're trying to do to poison humanity, to kill us off. And so I say, another world leaders and your military dumbass programs. And then what? So all the people are dead, and then what? So you've got a bunch of money, and you're doing this human hunting program, and you're doing this human program where you're just pushing them through the systems that you get paid for, the funeral homes and the insurance companies and the banks, and you're all getting paid for this. Okay, and then what? So you've got a bunch of corrupt people that have no light in them, that are all darkness. They're all feeding off each other. They're all arguing and fighting with one another because nobody can trust anybody. You're just going to sacrifice the next person tomorrow. So then what? Okay, so you got a bit of the money hidden. Okay, so nobody knows something right now. Okay, but then what? Okay, and then the next crime goes through, the next corruption goes through. Okay, and then what? Okay, and then it comes time for your next sacrifice. Okay, and then what? Corruption, darkness, entropy. You still all die. You still all go to hell. You still don't have any soul progression. You're still nothing but thieves and absolute thieves and soul-sucking, There's nothing left to you but greed, selfishness, gluttonous, disgusting, soul-sucking, entropy, Epstein, no life earth. And then what? You can bring every statistic and it can be put on the wall. You can be your Satanism all you want, and you can pray to the low demons, and you can sacrifice whoever you want. Your soul will never have another body. You didn't earn it. Your soul will never go into a higher consciousness of 5D. You didn't earn it. Your consciousness is not there. You're going to go and be shifted off to an Epstein earth because you cannot achieve the bare minimum of an ascending earth. You have not achieved even that. You haven't brought truth, and you haven't done right on any level. Any level. None of the world leaders have done 1 ounce of making right. They're pretending that their thing in Gaza, their little time out to make peace in Gaza, they're trying to make it look as if they're doing things right. How many years have I been asking for my basic birthright information, my basic human rights? Basic. Super, super basic. All of them knew who I was from my birth. All of them knew exactly how many people they had stalking me and setting me up for my entire life, obstacle after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, and getting fucked over every single time I woke up in the morning. There's no reason why I should be here. There's no reason why life should be a constant fucking fight. There's no reason. There's no reason. And you can pile on as many Satanists and Luciferians as you want. You can do it. It doesn't matter. All of you will be switched off to your Epstein earth, and you're going to be just doing your Luciferian and satanic worshiping all on to each other. Okay, and then what? Again, where's your win? Where is your win, Satanists? Where's your win, Luciferians? Where's your win, corrupt governments? Where is your fucking win? Where's your fucking win? Okay, so this lifetime you have a great life where you've got stolen money. You've got a little bit of a stolen lifetime. Everything in your house is stolen. Everything you sit on is stolen. Your body is sick because you have no conscience. Your conscience is sick because you got no fucking conscience. Everything is warped and disgusting because you have no connection with spirit. You have no connection with your soul. You don't care about anybody outside of you. Your karma is so bad. Your karma is so bad that you can walk outside right now and you can get hit by the biggest meteor that falls from the sky. It doesn't hit anybody but you. This is how bad the karma is for these people that run life the way that has been run. And make no mistake about it, there will be certain tragedies that happen in certain cities simply because of the death and the death chanting and the graveyard chanting and the horrible things that have been done in these cities. And nobody has done anything about it. The officials haven't done anything, the governments haven't done anything, and nobody has stood up to do the right fucking thing. They watch it, and they all get paid a little bit here and there under the backbone. And all of these people are watching abuse happen and trafficking happen and horrible government things happen. The systems are sent and the systems are made up to catch things that happen so that you catch fraud. There's always a due diligence process in banking on every transaction. There is always a due diligence process on every debit, on every credit. These are the systems are built this way. There's teams in every bank that are made up on fraud experiences. Every situation that could be handleable in a bank is done, and they have due process for every transaction. How is it that my life has gone completely ignored, as if I'm not even here, as if I don't even exist? And there's other people living off my money, very high elite government people that are doing everything they can, hiring the best people on the planet to come and take me out, to do voodoo and death rituals on me so that I never get seen or heard from again. And that my family is affected. All of humanity is affected because I should have already been living my best life, already been out in the collective, already been doing my healing and my creating my light wisdoms and my healing temples and my light temples, and all of these things should have already been in the collective as per the Father's plan. Because I am a multi-vibrational, multi-galactic, multiversal master. I am a master. There's a reason why I'm here. But my life has been every day getting up, clearing my fields because of the magic, making sure that I've got who's following me today, what do I've got going on? I've got still no money coming in. So I've got to then, okay, what are all these bills that are outstanding? All of the things that are outstanding, I've got to go back and fix all that stuff up. Every day it's just more and more and more piling on the mess, but that's what they wanted. That's systematic abuse. They take everything away from you and they hope that you're just going to, however you survive, good for you. There is zero, it's diabolical. It's fucking diabolical. It's diabolical. And the only thing that I can say, with exception of the 2 people that have donated, and with exception of the 1 or 2 people that are helping on God's end, because God has chosen these 2 people to assist me in bringing the proof and the paperwork, and they have done research on the back end to prove that the depths of abuse that have been going on. Because God always has angels working in the background. There's always people above those people that think they're untouchable. There's going to be whistleblowers come out at the last minute. There's going to be this happening. There's going to be people bring truth at the last minute. There's going to bring all these little dark-ass minions that have been paid as witches and warlocks and warped masons, thinking that they're going to be untouchable because they've got higher-ups watching over them. They're not. And these people are going to speak their truth. Because these people want to try and save a little bit of a salvage they have of their soul before they transfer over. That is the only way they're going to have another body. That's the only way. The only way anybody will ever have another body for their soul's progression in a next lifetime is if they make truth on the shit that has been happening in this lifetime. That is the only way. If you do not make right and bring truth, you will never, ever come into another body. You have not earned it. I don't give a crap if it's Luciferian. I don't give a crap if it's your satanic. I don't give a crap if it's a little low vibrational cult and coven. Your beliefs don't matter to the grander version of your soul's progression that you absolutely must process. There are things your soul must go through every lifetime. It does not matter your money. It does not matter your 3D ranking. It does not matter your little church and covens that are corrupt as fuck. You're playing a part of the human hunting game. That's exactly what it is. They discern which ones have the money. Then you're going to get handled. If you're not going to go into trafficking, then where are you going to go? Are you going to go in arts and entertainment, which is another corruptive business? You're going to go into government, which is another corruptive business. How are you going to serve the corruptive business? And which part of the game are you going to play? And then because of me, I've denied all of it. I've refused all of it because I don't need anybody to initiate me. I don't belong to anybody. I'm sovereign. That's where the problem began. So then there's a whole bunch of money behind me, and where is it? I'm sitting homeless, sleeping in the cold fucking streets. Where is it, people? The corruption is diabolical. Corruption is diabolical. When humanity finds out what has been done in my one human case, the people that have been involved, the names that have been involved, the direction of instruction that has been given on my life and how to take it out, the level and the times and the numbers of people involved, the numbers and times of people that have been paid to take me out and what they've been paid to take me out on, and the monies that have been held in hiding, illegal. Everything that I'm talking about is illegal on maximum proportions. And if you sat with any banker today, any banker, and they had a business in any business, and you said, if this took place in your business, would you not press charges? If this took place in your automotive business and there was this much corruption in your automotive business, you had 30 cars on your lot, and these 30 cars, 28 of them were treated with such corruption that the other 2 were left hanging there going, I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do? Do I say something? Do I not say something? I mean, 28 people have died before me. These cars have gone missing. Nobody knows where these cars are. And yet where's all the money going? It's going to pay for the car painters. It's going to pay for the body shop owners. It's going to pay for the people that bring the cars in. That's it. It's a mafia. It's a hunting human mafia program. And the people are corrupt right from the very fucking top. The very childish diagram that I drew months and months ago about the government, church, and state and the little minions and the cults and covens they pay and how they are directed in the communities and who they're going to target and how they target. This happens in every city. Every light worker has been attacked and stalked. Every light worker has had their monies and their finances and hacked into and their emails hacked into and their programs hacked. There's not been one of us that has been able to walk freely, that has been able to live freely, that has been able to do what we want, how we want, when we want, and invent what we want without 10 or 20 people looking over and pocket watching us, stalking us, spying us, looking into why we're doing what we're doing. How dare we know more than they? How dare we do our own thing? How dare we not want to be with other people? How dare we not want to be with other cults and covens that abuse us and harvest off of us? And how dare we not want to give our free ideas to the government so they take and rape us of everything while we sit in the fucking cold streets with nothing? Many of the people that are on the streets right now, I can tell you and I can guarantee you that these people have been enforced to live on the streets. What is happening on this planet is diabolically disgusting. And I'm a higher vibrational celestial. I'm a higher vibrational human. I'm a higher vibrational ultra human. You have created me so that I can come forward and heal and create healing systems and healing resolve, which I have and I done. And I will and I do. but my systems are suppressed. Go figure. So you want me but to use me, you want me but to take my light, you want me but to take my money, you want me but to hide everything, you want me but to take all my ideas, you want me to take my content, and I sit with fucking nothing, not 5 cents in my wallet. You take and you take and you rape and you rape. And you have the balls and you have the audacity, the 98% of white men on this planet that are the elite, that run the programs, that speak about the programs, that lead the programs, that run the programs, that pay and direct the programs. Look up how much research is done and how much of the systems is run and led by white men, the elite white men on this planet. And how many of those people are paying into the churches? How many of those people from the churches are paying into suppressing and silencing me, suppressing and silencing the money and making the money go away and hide? And how many of the monies and how many of the peoples were paid to suppress and target me in the infinite number of 3,000 hexes and curses sent to me on a daily basis, and sacrifices on a daily basis, and poisoning on a daily basis, chemical warfare, MK Ultra on a daily basis? Everybody's been involved, 150 people or more, counting right now. 2,000 or plus rituals. We're going now into 3,000. Well over 50 sacrifices on my life. 200 people and 200 times that my name was traded and bidded and sold across the internet of the black web. Every day. This is an everyday fucking thing. I'm a hunter. People are hunting me. Because I don't have the free right to talk about a multidimensional God just as Jesus didn't. And you say that we're advanced. And you're telling me that church and state is not corrupt. And you're telling me that church and state are not the balls of where these things reside within. That the church and state are not informing and directing illegal things back and forth and paying things illegal back and forth. And these churches aren't used as masks. Some of them as satanic ritual spaces. And why these churches are being pulled. Because there's no way that God will allow anybody to speak the name and the word and the essence of God and the absolute divine ascension of Source Creator, that is Source Creator, that is light, Metatronic light, that is who we are, who we've always been. And nobody's going to step foot in that church if you're doing satanic fucking rituals to take out the only person here that's been sent here to have the answers and the resolve for such disgusting human problems that are 100% unnecessary. As I've been saying since day one, every single one of these experiences are unnecessary. Why are they there? Why are they there? You go back to the core reason. Again, then what? Because divine masculines on the planet that have been running these systems have refused since the 1950s to get healed. They've been suppressing who they are. They've been suppressing what they feel. They're suppressing what they experience. And these men don't know anything about divine feminine wisdom, divine feminine energy, and they're not healing it. So then they go and get themselves suppressed in debaucherous programs and underground programs, and they're a part of it, and they're feeding it, and they're supporting it, and they're paying for it. And then when somebody catches on because you are just smart enough, because you do just see things, because you are a divine feminine, you are healed, and you are the divine Messiah. And then sometimes, somehow, just one way, 1 in a 5 billion chance way that I do survive, and my voice does matter, and my voice will come through is no matter how scratched, no matter how torn, no matter how many hexes have been thrown at my spiritual voice, I will not sit fucking down. The corruption on this planet is beyond disgusting. And any government asshole person that puts their name on a piece of paper and you absolutely know that you have been a part of suppressing the divine feminine Messiah on this planet, and you have been a part of trying to take the divine feminine Messiah out. I don't care whether you're a church or a funeral home or an insurance home or lawyers, and these corrupt, Masonic, Satanic, Luciferian, whatever you call yourselves, you are a human and you have brought such disgrace. Never before on any planet in any galaxy has things been so corrupt. Never before. With such inventiveness, with such potential, with such light, with such energy, with such celestial help. We have the greatest help in our galaxy right now than any other planet. And it's being abused. It's being ignored. It's being made to look like the aliens and the celestials are going to bring on third world. This is the depths of corruption and stupidity and arrogance and zero knowledge and zero honor of life outside thy low vibrational, satanic, warped 3D self. There's zero intelligence, zero knowledge, zero connection, zero consciousness, zero connection with the higher self,
Zero intelligence whatsoever. And these people are in the very head offices of the leaders of the countries. They're the ones that are inciting danger. They're the ones that are inciting Third World War. They're the ones that are inciting shutdown. They're the ones that are inciting all of these things they have manifested. They have. They're the ones that have been the ones corruptly holding on to people's money when the money should have been in the people's hands already. How many healing homes have not been created because I don't have my money and I'm sleeping on the streets? Spirit, please speak through me at this moment right now, because I am so upset and agitated and angry at the level of arrogance, at the level of absolute darkness of the leaders of these countries and the leaders of these programs and businesses and so-called fucking governments. You're not leaders on any level, and you don't have any right to say what a human right is when you don't support it on any level. Every one of my human rights have been absolutely pissed on, literally pissed on. And you've had your parties celebrating every day that I don't receive, because you know that when I receive $1, I'll make 10. Because you know that when I get my inheritance money, it will be shared between the peoples that are on the street right now dying, because they were enforced on the street by lies and corruption, because peoples in the communities didn't care about them. Because when you were tested over and over and over again, and God gave each and every one of you in every level of corruption, in every level of what's been going on this planet, everybody that's touched my life since the beginning of time, every single one of you were tested this lifetime. Were you going to do right? Were you going to catch that piece of paper before it went out? Were you going to make sure that that mail got to her? Were you going to make sure that what needed to be said was going to be said? Were you going to make sure that the money got to her? Were you going to make sure that her way was paved? Were you going to make sure that everybody got out of her way? Everybody had a chance and an opportunity. How many people have passed their test, Spirit, on all those that have been tested? 4. He's showing me 4. 4 people have passed their test of character, and they will be moving on. And they will be given the highest celebration, and they will be given the highest ranking of their souls for doing the right thing when the right thing was called. Each and every one of you did, but you had to weigh your agendas. Is she going to be a benefit to me? Is she going to be benefiting my business program? Is she going to be benefiting my long term? Is she going to be benefiting with her money? What can I do with her money if I get her money? What can I do with her money if I talk her into giving her money to me? What can I do with her money if I do more spell casting on her, make her go numb and dumb, and then I take over her money, get her to sign a false POA? All of these things have actually been done over and over and over and over and over again to me. And I'm a genius, and I'll walk circles around you in criminal court. Each and every one of you corrupt elite people. Your corrupt elite harvesting program, every ounce that you have harvested from me, every ounce that you have taken from me, every day that you have put me in PTSD, every day that you have put me in trauma, every penny you have taken from me, I will make sure that your names will be known around this galaxy tenfold, and you will never ever ascend. You have not earned it. You have not earned another body. You have not earned another ascension. You have earned another lifetime. And you're going to have to take everything up with God. Because right now, at this point where it stands, your level of intelligence, your level of egregiousness, your level of diabolical, horrible corruption that you have been leading these people in. And you've had these times and these monies and these people with the intelligence and with the inventiveness to take people out of poverty and take people out of disease and take people out of pure destruction. And you haven't. That, my friends, I cry about. The answers are right here. The money is right here. And you tell me, Big Pharma, when you see the people dying of cancer every day and the families ripped and tortured, when you see the mothers dying every day and they are the only nurturance to your clean waters and to your abundance, like it or not, divine masculines, that is a truth. And if you get rid of, and if you kill off, and if you take out personal hits on the amount of times that has been taken out on me, if I leave this planet, every single ounce of abundance will shrivel up. And I don't care if you don't believe me. This is how egregious the deeds and the beliefs and the soul-wrenching selfishness and greed and idiotic beliefs of preying on demons to sacrifice life and to sell and bid and bet life in your underground fucking snuff black web bullshit. And you think that is your compass of a good life. Then you will be moved to Epstein Earth and you will never have another incarnation. Because in this universe, you have to earn your soul's progression. You have to earn the right to have a body. You have to earn the right to have the capacity of intelligence to know the basics of do unto others. Because you cannot go through life and you cannot go through creation to creation to creation and think you have infinite lives as a 3D person to get the same one rule and get it right. Do unto others. Because there will be a time and there will be a day, O leaders of all countries, and O leaders of all governments, and O leaders of elite businesses, and O leaders of churches, and O leaders of everybody that has touched my life, that chose to bring truth when you could have brought truth and you didn't. That chose to bring my money back to me, but you didn't. To choose to do the right thing and get rid of the false, tampered, fabricated documents, but you didn't. You actually went to court with these false documents and you had people lie and you paid these people to lie on these false documents. You not only did the corruption, but you went beyond and did more corruption. This is the egregiousness. This is the disgustingness of how much fucking corruption is on this planet. And God had me survive for one reason. I'm going to come back and each and every one of you will get your life sentences and the maximum sentencing possible. Every single one of you that have touched my life and chosen not to do right because you're not untouchable. God will be moving you immediately. The monies will be back in my hands. And there will be plans and there will be systems made to get that monies back into other people's hands that have been doing good, righteous deeds and been living their lives in the highest and the best ways possible, regardless of the damnation that has been impaled upon them unnecessarily, 100% unnecessarily. You've got gangs and groups of people doing spell work on you and death spells on you daily, rituals. And you're supposed to survive. You're wanting to be here? You're wanting to be here in this. This is what you're meant to be here in this. You actually want people being on your planet. Where if you do survive, the thousands of rituals done on you in one lifetime, if you are to survive, and you do get what, I don't know, a couple thousand left, that you're followed and you're pocket watched, and you're still sent people to spy on you and do spell works and then do poisoning on you, slowly you die off so that you go back into the funeral home and the funeral home gets paid, and then the insurance people get paid, and then you're going right back into the hunger hunting games again. This is how this planet is run. And you want people to come here. There's not going to be incarnations. People aren't going to want to be here. Your Epstein Earth is going to have entropy because there's no light in it. There's no light in anything. All you care about is money. All you care is moving the bodies around. None of you are connected on any level. None of you have any light within your body, there's nothing going on within you. Nothing. There's nothing going on within you but control and domination. And your little satanic rituals, Luciferian rituals, and who's paying who and where they're going, what's getting paid and what's getting money. So you think you're going to survive forever in that. You're not. There's no light in you. You're going to be moved to Epstein Earth, and we give you what? What's the timeline, Spirit? Maybe 10 years. Then what? Then what, world leaders? Then what, church leaders? Then what, people that say they're righteous? Then what, people that say they're godly? You're not godly. You're just discriminatory. You're just doing a human hunting program, and you're getting paid for it. People are paying you monies back and forth. You're into human trafficking. You're human trafficking. I got human trafficked how many times? You're human trafficking me right now. You're withholding my money. You're doing something different with my money. You're thinking that you're a handler of my money. I don't even know you from Adam. I don't know you from anybody in the wall. How is it that you have power over my money? How is it that you have power over my records? How is it that you have say over my records? How is it these people in the cults and covens were given my private records, my private medical records, my private information? I didn't even have it. How is that okay? Where did they get the permission to do that? Who gave them my private information? Had to be somebody above me. Well, isn't it my life? Isn't it my file? Shouldn't I have ultimate say on my records? Shouldn't I have ultimate say on my birth records? It's my birth. It's my life. Isn't that right? My lineage inheritance goes back 1,300 years. 3,000 years, my lineage. Anything that comes to me is all my ancestors, and you better bet they're going to be on your heels. You better bet they're going to be on your heels. You better bet they're going to be in every courtroom. You better bet, YouTube, that it's going to be on every day, that you messed with my upload dates because you don't want to pay me the very first time that you screwed with my videos. You see how everybody's fucking with everybody? Nothing about anything in our reality is absolutely on the up and up unless it's run by somebody like me. Period. If you're running an independent business, you better bet somehow, some way, your business has been corruptly integrated and corruptly attacked at some point. Whether it's the little spammers, whether it's the little pocket watchers, little cults and covens that don't do anything but live off other people's money. And these fake ass churches that they say is a church, it ain't a church. It's a satanic ritualist. They go in the basement and they start figuring out what body we're going to put where, who's going to die next. Let's get the insurance forms figured out. These are plots and plans and schemes on everybody in your community to see who's going to die next, where the bodies are going to go, who's going to get paid, what next. It's a human hunting, human perpetuating program. Corrupt as fuck. Because when it came time for me to get paid, I should have been told at 18 the program that I was in. Even if I was in a program, it sounds disgusting that I even say that. And I was. But I wasn't. Nobody came to tell me, nobody gave a fuck. As usual. The people that could have brought truth didn't because they didn't give a fuck. It was easier for them to keep the lies. Because it was easier for them. Okay, then what? Okay, you're sitting with karma and now they're in spirit on the other side helping me out because they feel the remorse and the guilt. They feel in spirit, so now they're helping me in spirit. Everybody that's fucked me over in the physical is now helping me in spirit. Because they didn't give me the karma. This is my last human timeline. So it's really important that my karma gets paid this lifetime. I ain't coming back in another body. This is it. And why do you think it's so important that Source had me survive? Because I'm not coming back. This was the last timeline. This was the last lifetime that Earth would have such a master healer like me. And my brother Jesus and I have done everything in our power to show humanity the discriminations that have brought this planet from things that are so very easy. When you just go in and connect with Source, you just go in and connect with love, you just go in and connect with who you are as spirit. They're very simple things, people. But you are so distracted and your disconnection and your woundings and your debauchery and your bigotry about who's winning and who's not winning, your competition, and you're going to take every divine feminine out. And then what? And you're gonna have these disgusting false news stories about celestials and aliens bringing third world war. And then what? Absolutely false news. Ignorant, non-intelligent, non-informed, wrong. And then what? You're just going to keep processing the human hunting program. Okay, and then what? Again, entropy, 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 hell, 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 no body, no incarnation. Doesn't matter what your beliefs are. I hold higher order. I'm telling you what the soul's process is. If you haven't done the processing of intelligence, of information, of light, if you have not processed your soul's karma, you will not go further. Period, point blank. Period. Gates closed. No more discussion. No more mercy. No more discussion. There is no more. And why there will be things unfold in cities that have been doing the most debaucherous and thinking that they are above God and playing God. Anybody that is in those cities that keep doing their stupid ass chanting and their stupid ass rituals and their stupid ass sacrificing, everybody knows what they have done. Everybody knows the children they have sacrificed. Everybody knows the spell work that they do on people to keep them numb, dumb, and silent as opposed to just healing and taking accountability. Everybody knows what they have done. I am brought forward to you every day for each and every one of you to look in the mirror of what truth looks like. And when you deny the basic human rights of freedom of expression, of a basic safe living and walking up and down your street without being attacked by hundreds and hundreds of people and celestials that have to protect me so that I walk freely in my homeless life, as I'm packing all that I own on bags, and you sit there in your little rooms and you're worried about your reputation, when you have done the egregious and passing bodies before their due, and you have done egregious things and spell work and numbing and dumbing and voodoos as if you're playing God so that your business can get another body in its insurance form. And these governments that are allowing monies that have been meant to go towards the collective and healing temples and light systems and light workings and light intelligence knowledge and all the things that we could have been doing already for the past 20, 30 years. And I could have been advancing the best healers on the planet for the last 20 or 30 years. Has it been done? Just a lot more trafficking. The heavens are saying, we are sad to say that every one of these things that she has said are true. That as she sees them in her third eye and as she sees them in her consciousness and as she hears conversations going on with people in different collectives, these are brought to her for a reason. They are the truthful conversations of what goes on in the collective. And there are people suffering and there are families going into bankruptcy and there are families going into disclosure. There are families being ripped apart. There are children that don't have any parents now because they have been taken out through sacrifice. And they don't know what it's like to live on an earth that is not corrupt, that is not trafficked, that is not sold and bought in the black underground web, which seems to be a far more important business than anything else that is righteous and stand up. And now hospitals are becoming more and more corrupt, just as they've been run by the big pharma companies that have already had cures for much of the diseases, and their big pharma silicon and their big pharma this and their big pharma, all the things that they're doing to absolutely make the medicines that are bad for light bodies, that are bad for starseeds, that are bad for high vibrational beings, and why the autistic children are fed those types of medicines. Who wants to come here? And then what, world leaders? You're just about 70 or 60 and you're at the end of your life because there's no light in you. And then what? So you're going to die, and then what? You're going to see the second that you die and you pass on that table, and hopefully there'll be nobody in your room because there's nobody left. And there'll be nobody but just you and God. And as you pass over, the only being that you will see is God. And God will show you every single one of your deeds that you had had a chance to do right, but you didn't. Your soul will not progress. And your soul will go into a place where it will go into the angels, and you will have to be healed for a very long time to make sense of what you have done. When you had the chance to do right and you didn't, and you had the rights and the opportunities about the monies that were for the peoples, and you chose to do debaucherous, illegal, corrupt things and put the monies elsewhere when it could have gone towards healing and education. The highest things on our planet right now is peace, light, wisdom's teachings, and healings. These should be the only things leaders are talking about if they want to continue in this universe. If the leaders don't want to continue in this universe, keep doing what you're doing, you'll be shifted off. These are my words. You will be shifted. You don't get another chance. Corrupt leaders. It's not rocket science. You've made policies. You've been in legislature. Why do you think we give thine ears to thine daughter? You've scoffed at her. You've thought she was worthless and of nothing, and there's nothing she can do. We are untouchable. What can she do? We'll just send another hitman out. We have access to that money. She doesn't. It's in our hands now. She will not touch this money. We are going to hide it. We're going to do everything in our power. And then we're going to hire the little cults and covens to do everything necessary. And we're going to rip everything out that she finds important, including family and friends. And she will have nothing. And she will have nothing but to sacrifice herself and suicide herself if we don't do it for her. The corruption will be the pit inside your bellies as you all pass. Every single one of you that have been involved in such things. And if it wasn't me that you took out and another light worker that you did, and the innocent children that you traffic and the innocent children you have sex with, and the innocent children that you pretend that you don't see that are crying before your eyes, and the persons that are in governments that incite our aliens and our celestials that are in our skies saving us from people like you. Your ignorance is baffling and dumbfounding. Perhaps you get in a meditation class and connect with your higher self called spirit. Because if you did, and if you had been, you wouldn't have come up with such a ridiculous meeting of the minds, so-called. You can no longer hide your ignorance, dear lighted ones, and you call yourselves leaders and role models. You are not. Those titles have been stripped from you, and you are being put on a timeout. None of you have a badge of such. None of you. Because when you're calling each other out on their deeds, and you're not doing right when you can and you should and you would have, you didn't. Each and every one of you have been tested, and God has given you infinite chances and opportunities. Will you let this piece of paper go by on your desk, and will you still sign it? The lawyers that are corrupt in Calgary, you know who you are. The bankers, the judges, the people that have been involved in the swinging sex cult companies, because you haven't chosen to heal your gender experiences. You haven't chosen to heal who you are. You haven't chosen to look at your life as a beautiful, mature experience and doing it as a soul progression. But no, you hide everything under the ground. You hide everything under the ground. And then you don't want people to ruin your reputation while you've got a family at home thinking that you're speaking truth. Meanwhile, you're out having these little sexual escapades and bringing home diseases for your actual family that you speak lies to in their face. And then you take out the ones that are actually bringing truth, and then you pay for them hundreds of thousands of dollars to go and take them out because they're actually calling truth and wanting to be protected of the family that you're actually sleeping with and lying to. Because no, I actually care about the family you're lying to, and I'm going to tell your names out in public. Because you're going home and you're sleeping with that person that doesn't have any clue who you're sleeping with behind the gates. And you all know because the diseases have gone up in that city. And this is why Source says, and it's Source's decision and Source's decision only, what happens in every city. Because there can only be so much corruption before it's just as enough. There's nothing that can be done to repair what has been done. The bridges have been so burnt, the contracts and the defamation that has been done to my character, and the amount of times that my name and my energy and the divineness of me and Jesus in our same twin ray of light, what has been done has been undeniably. You can't even finish a sentence with it without feeling so soulfully sad. And that the Satanists and the Luciferians and those people that are in fake churches, and they're so very proud because the God that I talk about, it is unconditional love and acceptance of all beings, of all people. And the people that are before you are there for a reason. So if the transgender are there before you, it's because there's issues and there's things there that they can absolutely teach you and show you to be more accepting of who you are. My teachings have been the same since day one, same with Jesus. But apparently, 4,000 years of speaking in the same direction of such simple messages have refused people to go within and seek Source Creator God is. There is only one God, Source Creator. And Source is the spirit and essence of all life. And I don't know how much more of God that you need proof of. And the unfoldings that will happen from today forward. On everybody that has done such egregious things, and you think of any child in the heavens that would ever want to come here with what has been done to one starseed like me. I have never done anything wrong to anybody or caused anybody intentional harm with malice, with intention, or with black magic or voodoo. I have the gifts and I choose not to use them in that way. I have never cast one spell, besides speaking of the predictions of those that are going to jail because of the crimes that I see you have already done and you will be charged guilty of. I've never done black magic and I never will. I don't need to. I am that I am. I am the mirror for what is Source Creator. I walk with Anubis, and there are only 4 of those that have touched my life that Anubis deems necessary to lift and raise to the next level. And yet there are hundreds of you that have come against me. And so what are the statistics going forward, dear lighted ones? 4 out of 200 find it within their day to do the right thing when it is called for. 4 out of 200, if you see a piece of paper with something wrong or false on it, that you don't call it and you actually do something about it and you actually make it right. There's only 4 out of 200 that will actually see that there's mail that are addressed to somebody else but going to somebody else and do actually something about it. There's actually only 4 that see a family that are living in elite prestigeness when they don't do anything but black magic rituals and run a fake church for fake businesses that seem to have a lot of bodies going through the funeral homes and a lot of insurance payouts that nobody's calling. There's only 4 out of 200 people that will actually do the extra investigation to look up the peoples and the affiliates to the churches, how the churches are getting the monies, what receipts are going to the churches and the financial audits of the churches, and who these people are getting payments from and why. There's only 4 out of 200. And you better hope one day, dear lighted ones, and I speak to every human on this planet, now and future now moments, if these are any indications of the survival life, of who we are, spirit and soul, of the extension of your eternal life in any body, in any planet, in anywhere, so that you may extend your life into eternity, that God has offered you with such grace and such infinite help of the celestials. And these are universal truths. It doesn't matter what your small beliefs are. These are universal truths. And if all of this is not enough evidence for you to think for 5 seconds as you sit in your comfy armchair that you have in your elite house, that might just have a sinkhole underneath it tomorrow morning because of the corruptions that you have caused or not called on, the neighbor next to you that has been trafficking their children. I say to you in this moment, if there are only 4 out of 200 that have chosen to do the right thing and didn't care if they received anything but a good thank you from me when I do finally receive the monies that were meant for me 20 and 30 years ago, and they didn't care about anything that they got in return, but just to do a good fucking deed because they saw and they knew that somebody was being abused by corrupt ass people that should not be in power. By people in the collective that there's no way should have been ever before somebody like me. That there's no way in ever that these people should have ever touched the energy or the light or the monies that were in hold of me and should have never ever placed one obstacle in front of somebody like me. Because I'll guarantee you that there's only 4 people that will be lifted, and the rest of you will have exactly the same circumstances in your corruption, and there will not be anybody to save you. There will not be angels, there will not be ancestors. There will not be anybody to keep giving you these reminders and these blessings of how graceful life is when you do unto others, because it's doing unto you. And you have just undone yourselves. And then what? And every hour that goes by, there's more corruption. Every hour that goes by, there's false people in offices. Every hour that goes by, there's monies coming in and out of banks that are not theirs. Every hour that goes by, there's toxicology and there's reports that are going through those that have passed that are not being fully explored and examined. Every hour that goes by, there's dark occultism and there's corrupt Masonic groups and the satanic Luciferian groups that actually believe within themselves. They believe within themselves in their small, 3D, low vibrational, box store beliefs that by sacrificing people, they're going to make their world right and they're going to get something. It's all about getting, feeling the power and the ego of getting and being powerful. Has nothing to do with spirit. Nothing to do with where your soul's going to go next and what your soul's going to do. It's nothing to do with the grandioseness of quantum reality and quantum God and how you manifest a reality. And manifesting a reality through sacrificing means what? You're just going to have to keep sacrificing. Okay, and then what? You're just going to have to keep sacrificing. Okay, then what? You're not working with light. You're not working with love. You're not working with compassion. You're not working with alchemy. You're not working with exploring your soul's evolution. You're not working with exploring and expressing. Just all corruption. You're not working with any creational truths. You're not working with any creational laws. You're not working with any higher order laws. You don't care. I don't understand this place. I don't understand how people can live in a place that is so blatantly corrupt. I don't understand how people can get by and wake up every day and get dressed and know that they're hurting people, they're ripping people's health from them. I don't know how people can do black magic curses on death wishes on somebody because people are so psychologically messed in their brain. They're MK Ultra, their brains are not working, they're mentally imbalanced, and they're doing death wishes on people daily. I don't understand this place. I don't understand this place. I don't get it. And you want people to come to this planet. Those people that will take on the higher consciousness are going to be moved. And those people that will continue in the Epstein Earth corruptions, they will be moved. And then you will end up in your vibrational space of entropy. It doesn't make more sense than that. Your energy is your vibration. Your energy is your manifestation. Your energy is what you're manifesting. Your thought, your word, and your deed are manifesting. If your thought, your word, and your deed are cruel and evil, then that is your entropy. So please go. Have your corrupt life. And you can be as corrupt as you want with all the other people that want to play in corruption. Now you can come above board, and now you can actually talk about it and stop being secret. Now you can actually talk about it and stop hiding in your little fake-ass churches. And now you can actually talk about it, and then you actually face the people that you ruin, and that you destroy, and that you fabricated, and that you lied to, and actually destroyed their fucking families. That had destinies, that had plans and had dreams with Source Creator and inventing things and bringing great art on the planet. You ruined these dreams. You destroyed them. So you can go play corrupt with all your corrupt little friends and your corrupt little groups, and you can ring Satan true as long as he is Satan's one, and you can have a whole planet just from Satan. You can have your planet called Satan Earth, Epstein Earth. And you can have it. You're not going to have to worry about any discrimination. It's just going to be all you. And you can just sacrifice all of yourselves until there's nothing left. And all of you can just sacrifice each other. And just keep sacrificing. and keep praying on more money, keep praying on more power, keep praying on more nuclear worms, keep praying on how we can screw people over, keep praying on how many can drop more bombs, and just keep doing what you're doing. And then what? And your energy culminates, your energy culminates, your energy culminates. That's what happens. Because we're moving in faster light, and you're going to be moving in a faster perpetuation of hate, because there's more and more of you on the planet. All you want to do is hate. Okay, so keep hating. Keep doing your sacrifices, keep doing more entropy, keep doing more trafficking, keep doing the corruption. Your bodies are still going to go into entropy because they are. You're all diseased. There's no self-love within you, and your organs are shutting down because you're all diseased. There's going to be nobody less to harvest. You've sucked the heart. Those people that have harvested off of me and my light, they put in teams of people to surround me, and they do their visualizations, and they do their chanting, and they do their rituals. This is what harvesting is. And they take one individual person, and they focus on this person, and they drain the light from this person. And they focus, and they have people surrounding this person, and they drain this person. And then they have people that are monitoring them. They're called monitoring spirits. And then they have people in MK Ultra, and they have other people on the outside, and they have their little cults and covens and their witches and their warlocks. And then they do their impaling, and they start breaking down physically, start breaking down mentally, start breaking down psychologically, start breaking down emotionally. And all of these things that make up the divine human has now been nothing but dark. Nothing but dark, nothing but dark, nothing but dark. That's what it becomes. There's no light. There's barely a light that can be seen. Barely. And that's because they have one angel standing behind them that won't let them die. And you ask me, you want people to come to this place? This place is run by a bunch of closet Satanists who think that life is dark occult sacrificing and selling your children and trafficking. Okay, and then what? So you have a whole great percentage of the collective has a secret life hidden in the black underground. It's a $5 billion business, and there's 8 billion people here on the planet. Again, what are the odds? So if your intention is to continue being Epstein, and to continue being corrupt, and continue to lie through your teeth, and if you can stand there as a leader and say that you are a world leader, but you have kept the world's money from the one person that has the answers to heal those that want to be healed, that choose to be healed, that choose to know God in higher ways, that choose to live in a righteous life, that choose to be in love and to choose to be in harmony, to choose to know our celestials, to choose to know our aliens, to choose to know that we're on all timelines, to choose to know that we're on all planets, to choose to know that we're on Earth, to choose to know that we are fucking more than death. And there's nothing wrong with death in a normal ascension process. But we're not going to go out without our spirit. And there's nobody that can take that. I don't care if you're the highest ranked Satanist on the planet. You will never touch my soul because your beliefs are not mine. Have your beliefs all you want. I never came into your lane. You forced your way into mine. You tried to sacrifice me more than 3,000 times. And God had to say, are you trying this again? Have you not learned? Is this not intelligence for you? Is that your compass? This is where you hold your highest will. Death and sacrifice, to make sure that your mortuarium businesses stay in, and you're continually rotating the little funeral homes, and the children that are being sacrificed because the black magic you've been doing for 10 years is now backfiring, and the innocent ones are getting caught in between, which we've been telling you for years to stop. Is you're going to blame what? Who are you going to blame? Non-accountable narcissistic sociopaths. Is all you hide in your closet and you do your little spells and you do your little whatever it is you're doing. Sociopathic narcissists, witches and warlocks, warped masons, you think you're ranked. Satanists in the closet that think you're ranked, but you hide everything that you are. The people that are refusing to look at themselves sexually, the people that are refusing to get themselves healed, and it's quite easy, get yourself healed. It's just every daily work. Do you love yourself enough? Do you care about yourself? Do you want another lifetime? Yes or no? If you don't care, stay out of those rest of us that actually do care. Because you don't have a right to play God on my life. You never did and you never will. Stay out of my lane. But every single one of you, the governments and the shadow governments and those people that thought they were handlers, there was only 4 people out of everybody involved. 4 out of 200. 4 people out of 200 God will make a way for. The rest of you will not be protected. The rest of you will not be guided. The rest of you will not be shown. You are on your own. You will not have the Galactic Federation's protection. You will not have the Galactic Federation showing you the way. You will not have your spiritual guidance. You will not have your ancestors. They have been surrendered to me. The monies will return to me. The paperwork will return to me. My birth documents will return to me. You've chosen your Epstein earth. You've chosen diabolical corruption. You've chosen diabolical lies. You've chosen diabolical everything and to not be accountable on any level. You've sacrificed your entire country for your lies and your deception. How do you feel about that? You've played the ultimate hand against God. How do you feel about that? You've chosen to sacrifice your country on behalf of your lies and your non-accountability. How do you feel about that? Instead of just coming forward and say, well, we made a mistake. I think Tuesday at 6. Wasn't that the deadline, Spirit? Tuesday, 6 p.m. PST. For those that were to make right on my files and my birthright, which we've extended these timelines and deadlines a few times now. And this is what I've said. God has given many of you opportunities to see if you choose to want another timeline with another body. You're given opportunities to see if you can be accountable for your deeds and to see how you can rework your business and your peoples and your country into higher order. You've got yourselves against the wall, haven't you? I've been speaking nothing but truth, and yet I'm the one impaled and attacked and living on the street, seeing other people die that have been enforced on the street because of incorrect, horrible programs that don't serve. They're broken. Why? Because they're corrupt. The monies are not going to the people. I am over 50, dear lighted ones. I should have had the money, been serving humanity with these monies from my lineages, from my ancestors that were duly right for me, legally right for me, in a court of law, in due process. I've signed nothing but my divorce in over 8 years. I haven't seen a doctor in over 6 years. And yet there's papers and documents that are absolutely fabricated and illegal. Who is doing this? Who gave credence and authority? And you think you're going to sign a POA over me? This is how corrupt and absolutely abhorrent. There's nothing to say the level of disgust that I feel for the people that have been running these systems and the people that die every day because the money is not getting to them. God will pull Trump and God will pull the wild card on you. You are not untouchable. Your churches will come down. Corrupt government, shadow government. The military that are coming forward to whistleblow on you and your corrupt, evil agendas of MK Ultra and attacking and putting things in the air. There is no law. There is no universal law. There is no spiritual person. There is no energy in heaven that would ever say any of those agendas are ever okay. It is common sense. Is this goodwill unto the people? Are we serving the people? Yes or no? If you cannot answer this within the universal laws of right use of free will and non-interference, you are going against all spiritual laws. You will be held in contempt of court, and I will stand before you with Anubis. You will not go forward. Only 4 will. And you keep running this every ascension cycle, and we're going to keep coming back with the same stories. The rules will not change. Your beliefs must. The rules of ascension will not change. Your beliefs must. And if they don't change, then you will be where you will be. It's your vibration. You chose it. So, dear lighted ones, I thank the 4 people that have been speaking on my behalf because I believe in a 10 of cups. I believe in family. I believe in love. And I believe in all that is source creator. I believe that every person on this planet deserves to have their voice heard. I believe that every person has the right to their expression of who God is through them. That is the non-discrimination, the rights of freedom, and the rights of expression that Jesus came to speak when Jesus was here. He was a multi-dimensional prophet. He spoke dimensions higher above those Romans that told him and persecuted him for not speaking the type of God that Abraham wrote in the text. And Jesus can speak whatever Jesus wants about God because Jesus is. Jesus was on a higher consciousness than the Romans were. Who are the Romans to say Jesus can't speak about God and however God knows God? Each and every one of us are a representation of the heavens. We each of us have our own rights and our own expressions to speak of God however we see God. And if those of you that choose to see God through Satanism and through sacrificial, then fine, so be it. But you're not going to force people to come down with you. You don't have that right. The universal laws will trump you. There has been so much abuse on this planet, it's uncountable. And God is stepping in, and you will see things unfold. They must. There has been so much warning. There's no more warning. People have been given the chance to do right, and have you. Only 4 have chosen without even considering or thinking twice. They've done right without considering anything about themselves. And these 4 people will be lifted. I still sit homeless. My phone still does not work, and I haven't talked to my children. I still don't have my birth records, and the monies that were meant to be for me are somewhere in transit. The bank information that is online is the bank information that is online. And there's lots of security cameras there, and each of them know me, and they will get my signature. I hope that everybody is really grateful with their corrupt systems and programs. I will come on tomorrow with a phone call, and I do have a short channel from the Pleiadian High Council. I might just write it out today. I didn't anticipate going as long as I did. But these are very profound times of change, and these are very profound times of the universe, and of very profound human times of humanity moving in new directions. I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited for those that have been supporting me since the beginning of time, that have been supporting me and helping me with donations. I'm very grateful. I'm very appreciative. I ate last week because I had donations. Everything has been taken from me and ripped out from underneath me. I don't have anything other than the bags that are on my back. And God has made sure that God has pulled rank again, because people did not come through with the last offering that I had asked for things to be returned to me. So God has pulled rank again, and I am assured that the money is on its way to me, and there will be nobody that will touch it, and there will be pocket watchers and all of those people that think they're going to just steal. Again, we're going into the same conversation. Those that have just lived from the greed frequency that they live from. I don't understand. I just don't understand. I don't understand these experiences. I'm suggesting to everybody over the next little while, as we're going into winter solstice, I'll come on tomorrow and we'll do the Pleiadian High Council. There's great things happening for those that have been on the path of ascension, that choose to align themselves every day and do their daily path work that we talk about, that my 780 videos or 800 videos have talked about. Go back to any one of my videos and just do the daily inner work, reconnect with your higher self, reconnect and do your soul fragment healing. It's worth doing, because it's how you align with your higher self and God. And when those times are given to you as tests, to know if you're moving up and doing the right thing in the best way that you know how, and offering help when you can and how you can. And when truth needs to be made, you're actually speaking it and clearing out your spiritual voice. And you're going to be protected by all of the beings and the spirit beings that are here to assist you and help you, because they know that the path that you've had has been so highly impossible to survive. Your teams and the spirit guides and your spirit teams and your ancestors and the celestials and the legions of light and the galactic federations will assure those that have been living in the highest and the best for the greater good, the highest and the best for the higher truth, the highest and the best for not purposely killing people, for highest and best for not making sure that diseases can be healed. All of those things, but everything has been so important about money and power. So I wish the best for those that are in those energies. Thank you for being a great mirror for me on the dark side of it. It's been wonderful to be a person of great mentorship for those people of leadership of the planet, supposedly leadership of the planet. And you've been a great mirror for me to know and to have more compassion and to more unconditional love and acceptance of what goes on in various systems. And for those, I ask only one thing, that in your communities and in your families, when you see and when you know of things that are not being held within, this is the process of ascension, and you're going to be held more and more within the center of your heart. And if things don't feel right at the center of your heart, did you speak up about it? Did you speak up about it and you act upon it? That's how you're ranked. That is the only ranking. That will only be the ever ranking. And so I hope that it seemed quite logical, but I suppose maybe not. I'm thankful for the beings that have donated. I'm thankful for those beings that have chosen to do the investigation and to assist me into the corruptions of what has been going on in Calgary, and the many people that were doing the corruptions and making sure that false things were being said about me in the various experiences, that I have never talked to anybody. I've never signed anything about anything. I haven't seen anything. So I'm not sure how there can be paperwork out there without me seeing it. I don't know, maybe I might be dead. Maybe on some versions of these corrupt lies, I'm dead, and the monies were supposed to be going to other people, and they're just trying to figure out They're maybe doing some more falsifying of documents so that they can see who the money is going to go to instead of me. But now that they've proven that I am alive, the money is finally trying to come to me and try and find its way to me. So I'm just suggesting again, any of you that do have whatever monies that you do have, you know that if you're a light worker, that there's going to be those that will be set in your way to, give challenge. It will not be as challenging as it was for me because they knew who I was at birth. But just make sure that you're standing in your highest and your best, and you're making sure you're moving beyond the obstacles, and you're healing all of those experiences of corruption and dark occultism, of those that have power over you, and the systems that we will be creating that won't be what has been. We're going to be creating systems that are not what has been. There will be people in place that absolutely care and know and have the resolve of the higher order and the connection with the heavens, so that there is no third-party middleman that absolutely take the money away from the people that need to be healed, and the healing systems and the homeless, and all of these things that are easily resolvable. So my hope is and my promise is that we will get there as long as Spirit has me in a leadership role. Then I will do my very best. And it's been challenging when you have 20 cents in your pocket and you're meant to get by, when you've been asking and seeking for humanity to come forward in all of its compassion and do what you have done for them. So again, I'm very thankful to the 4 people that have come through for me. I love you very much. I wish everybody a 10 of cups. I wish everybody that they know the love within their hearts is always Source Creator, and Source Creator will always place before you the mirrors that you need to know that we can make our Earth Star, our new Earth Star, the most beautiful, creative, inventive, beautiful rainbow place that it will ever be, and seen across all nations and across all heavens and across all universes. For we are far better than the corruption that has ever been on our planet, because we know how to heal ourselves, and we know how to approach it with maturity and responsibility and accountability. And this, dear lighted ones, I say namaste. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Is there one last sentence you'd like to say to the people of humanity? We're looking forward to being with all of you and celebrating with all of you on your paths of ascension, however they may unfold. We are always with you in the skies, and we are always with you in your hearts. We wish you love and compassion. Namaste. Thank you, dear lighted ones. We love you. My PayPal is paypal.me/Joanna L. Ross. So that's my PayPal. Thank you. Sorry it was so somber today, but this is what I deal with on an everyday basis. I try and keep my energy and my vibrations high and jovial, but some days it's undeniable, and we had to transmute the energy. So when I do get the resources, there'll be extra protections that will be in place. I'll be assured that there'll be extra beings that will be with me to secure and protect me and walk with me and so on. And then we'll get proper systems, because it will be the first time that monies will be put towards the people. Okay. So we love you, dear lighted ones, and we're going to be creating some new things. So keep the ideas, keep your journaling, keep your inner work, keep your celebration and your gratitude, right? Gratitude journals are so important. And your ideas about what you're going to be doing with your new earth vocational alignment. I love you, the very precious garden, the very precious roses that are in my garden. Mother Mary says she loves you very much. You can call upon her, Mother Mary, and Mary Magdalene, those that are in my collective. And Goddess Isis is also working with you. Goddess Bastet is working with a couple of you. The Sisters of the Pleiadians, please call upon us. We're going to be offering new sounds. So Joanna will be working with, and Celeste will be working with sound healing. We're going to talk about that next, because I do have a channel from the Pleiadian High Council. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow. So yeah, the Divine Feminine have been holding down the fort and ensuring that Divine Feminine have been putting out, the house is going to be loving and healing. The house is going to be loving and healing. So just keep putting out those loving intentions for our collective. This is our new house now. It's our new planet now. It's our new garden, and it's going to be loving. It's going to be healing. We're going to grow the best herbs. We're going to grow the best ways that we can heal. And of course, there's so many different paradigms, right? And it's okay that people go to those herbs where they want to practice entropy. It's very okay. There's no judgment. There is judgment when you're interfering with those that are meant to be healing those that have to be healed. You can't put 50-year hold on somebody that was meant to already be healing the people, and they're dying every day. And these people are inventors. These people that are dying are new inventors. They're ones that are coming here with the best ideas. So again, it doesn't make sense. Anyways, That's, we have to get over this. We have to look at the debacle. We have to look at the ridiculousness. We have to look at the waste of money, the waste of time, the waste of energy, the waste of resources that nuclear weapons and these wars have had, of ridiculous meetings talking about the warfare of aliens and Celeste. It's ridiculous. It's a waste of money. It's ridiculous. And it's why it's a waste of money, because there's no intelligence. They're not pulling on those of us that are higher intelligence. They're running their programs in the same low vibrational, corruptive ways that they've run them. And they're going to put whatever wrong information they out to the public and have the public think about it in whatever way. They're still trying to control and manage through fear. It's not intelligent. It's not intelligent at all. They're not aligned in the heavens at all. They're not aligned with spirit. They're not aligned with love. They're not aligned with oneness and unity. So my wish is for the ultimate, highest and best. God knows what God's doing. So just keep reciting that every day. God knows what God's doing. Focus on your love. Focus on your helping humanity. Focus on you celebrating every day in the life that God gives you. Celebrate the body that God gives you. Celebrate the light that God gives you. Celebrate everything that God gives you in every moment. Right? That's your soul. That's my solace. I can be safe in knowing that God has given me everything that I've ever asked for and wished for. I'm still here. And I'm still here to help those that, again, if I said in my posting this morning, if this is what's happened to a divine feminine that has a voice, barely, if this is what happens to a divine feminine that has her voice, that understands what I do about legal, understands what I do about the higher heavens, understands what I do about the collective, understands what I do about energy, that I've been in the workforce for 50 years, if this is what happens to me, right? And there is money that I have, but I'm not given it. I'm not given any support, no aid, no protection, no nothing. I have the hand of God, that's it. And a couple of people that support me financially. They're doing the best that they can. But if this is what happens to me, how is any child on this planet supposed to survive? And 4 out of 200, there's your statistic. And are you okay with that? That's where we're at. We have to, if that's not a wake-up call, and everything is as perfect as it is, so I'm wishing everybody the very best. I hope everybody has a really wonderful, those people that are meant to be with me are going to be with me, and we will be sitting at our beautiful table with our beautiful dinner. And I've done my best. I know that I've done my best. I've done my best, and I know that I've been here dedicated every day to awaken humanity to what's going on and what can be done. But the collective is chosen. So there will be shifts out, so just expect it. So just place your hand on your heart every day and just say, God will place me wherever I'm due. God will place me wherever I'm due. And your teams are going to be moving you. And they'll usually happen overnight, right? So there's nothing anybody can do to force you to stay anywhere. Spirit is moving people every day. The timelines and Spirit can cloak you and veil you so that you're not seen by people. Spirit can do anything. The Celestials are there to help you. And people are moving and shifting in and out. Everybody's going to be moved to their appropriate posts because we can't continue like this. We can't continue in it's been horrible. Horrible. There's no way I should be here. And I have to process that. I have to do it every day. I have to process that. I'm only here because God's forced me. God has forced me to speak. And so people have chosen that for their place of living. So it is what it is. I love all of you. I love all of you. I love all of you. PayPal.me/Joanna L. Ross. I love all of you. I love 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 you.